Hey y'all, welcome to Camirra's Kitchen. Today we're going to make some tender beef kebabs as well as a light black-eyed pea salad. Now you guys have been asking me for diabetic friendly recipes, hormone healthy recipes, weight loss recipes, and also just quick recipes for two people. And I feel like this is the perfect meal. Don't forget to check out my ebook in the description box, and we're going to go ahead and get started with these delicious beef kebabs. Guys, I'm putting some flavors in this that I bet you have not used on beef before. I'm going in with tons of herbs, so rosemary, thyme, and oregano. Now that red pepper is actually spicy, so I would use a jalapeno in place of that. I also have some shallots, some ginger, and some garlic, and a teaspoon of peanut butter. This has no sugar in it, just like natural ground up peanuts. This is really inspired by suya. If you've ever been to Ghana and you've had suya before, then this is similar to those flavors. Now for your herbs, you do want to take off the stems, but if you have some really soft thyme leaves, you can actually grind that. If you're allergic to peanuts, don't worry, baby, okay? You can just leave it out and it's still going to be great. Now, you do need to add enough oil so that you can get this to blend in a mini blender. And I'm putting in about 2 teaspoons of beef bouillon. Y'all know I be rocking with the bouillon now. I'm going to grind that up, and then I added a little bit extra oil. In total, I used about 2 tablespoons of oil. But you don't want to use water, okay? That's not going to be good, okay? Now it's going to look something like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and start prepping my beef. I am using some top sirloin steak. Now, you want to make sure you get some steak that has a little bit of some fat on it, some marbling, okay? So a ribeye will work well, as well as just sirloin. You know, you don't want to go for something that's super lean, or else your meat is going to be tough and dry when you make the kebabs. I'm going to chop these into about 1-inch pieces. You don't want them too small, or else they're going to end up drying out when you cook them. Once I have my beef cut up, I'm going to place them in a bowl, and I am going to put on the marinade. Now, a tip for my new people, you do want to make sure that you cut meat and also beef on plastic cutting boards. That way you don't get the blood absorbing into your wooden cutting boards, okay? Those of you that want me to keep putting out these healthier recipes or just lighter, quicker recipes, make sure you thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and watch the majority of the video. These things let me know that you want me to keep putting out content like this, and so I can keep doing these type of recipes for you all, okay? Now I'm going to let this beef marinate for about 30 to 40 minutes at room temperature, and I just did salt and pepper to my own taste. Now for my black-eyed pea salad, I have a mixture of spicy and sweet peppers, some shallots, some cilantro. I have 1 can of drained black-eyed peas, but you could also use black beans or chickpeas. I'm using salt, pepper, garlic powder, some limes, got to have the limes, and some nice sweet cherry tomatoes from my garden. I am going to combine all of these ingredients with some olive oil, and then I'm going to really season to taste. Now, as y'all know how cooks do, okay? When you start adding stuff in and you start tasting stuff, you start adding stuff, you didn't plan on in the beginning. So once I put everything in and I put in my olive oil, my lime juice, and my seasonings, I went in with a taste, and I decided I wanted to put in a little bit of Vegeta. So I added that as well. Now, a tip to get your limes to get the most juice out of them is to actually roll them on your cutting board before you cut them. Because y'all know, look, groceries too high. We getting all the juice out of everything. Okay, we ain't leaving nothing back. All right. So once I got all the juice out of my limes, I mixed everything together, and I decided that I wanted to go in with about half of a teaspoon of honey. Now, these are the types of recipes that I actually eat on a daily basis. I know I post a lot of soul food, and I love soul food, but this is the type of quick, easy meals that I would eat on a typical day with a lot of salad, maybe some fruits at the side, like some strawberries, things like that. So if you're somebody who's trying to, watch your weight or keep your hormones in check, things that have a lot of vegetables in it and a lot of fiber with very low sugar are going to be good picks. And I also like to go with things that have high in protein, like the grass-fed beef. Now, I also added in a little bit of smoked paprika and a little oregano, and I let this sit in the fridge for about 30 minutes. And by that time, my beef was done. It was all nice and marinated and tender. I would not skip marinating the beef. I really love to use these metal skewers. They're so easy to use. They're very easy to clean. And y'all know those little wooden ones can just burn up, okay? So I'm going to try to link in the description box where I got these from, but they're super sharp. So some of these I'm going to go in and I'm going to just do all beef. And then other ones I'm going to go in with some red onion that I've cut into really large chunks. Okay, you don't want it to be small or else it's just going to fall off that kebab. You could also go in with large chunks of bell pepper as well. And I'm going to just sort of, stack them. So I'll do some beef, then I'll do some onion, and then I'll do some beef. Now, if you have a really long piece of beef, one tip is to actually put it on the skewer long ways. That way you have more of the beef exposed to like the heating source. So it'll caramelize a lot better. Now, as you put on your onions or any vegetables that you're using, just rub your hands that have the marinade on them, rub them on the vegetable. That way those vegetables will get coated in oil as well. The easiest way for me to do this is in an air fryer. I like to cook them at 450 degrees on the broil setting. I'm going to broil them in total for about 12 minutes. About 7 to 8 minutes in, that's when I'm going to go in and flip it, and I'm going to give it a nice turn so the other side can get dark. Now, if you don't have an air fryer, you can also do this on a skillet, a cast iron skillet. You can use a grill. I don't actually have a grill. I live in an apartment, so I ain't got that option, okay? Or you can put these on the broil setting. So you line a baking sheet, you put on like a cookie sheet on top with some foil, and you broil these in the oven for about the same amount of time. However, one of the benefits of using the air fryer is that I ain't got to get my house hot. Okay, I got a small kitchen, and when I turn that oven on, it gets hot. Now, this is my second batch. I cooked them the same way, 450 on broil for 12 minutes, and you flip them about 7 to 8 minutes in. Now, to really set this off, okay, to let people know you can cook and you know what to do with some flavors, go in and squeeze on some lime juice on your kebabs, and I ended up adding just like a little pinch of salt. Y'all, you cooking, baby. Now, to serve that black bean salad, I like to go in with either plantain chips or some black bean chips you can get from Aldi. The black bean chips have lower carbs, so if you're watching your carbs, do that. I also like to add a healthy fat like some avocado and a lot of spring mix. Now, don't forget that I love you and Jesus loves you, and I know I'm going to see you next time on Camirra's Kitchen. God bless and goodbye.